What's up, you guys, and welcome to another episode of the live after show of Mandalorian. We'll be reviewing episode 4, The Siege. The Siege. Sorry, just listening to the playback feedback on there. But yeah, it's this is episode 4, chapter 12 review, and I have to say this definitely was not my favorite episode, but it was definitely it was one of the most intriguing episodes. One thing I want to point out, though, before we dive in deep into the episode, has anyone noticed when you watch these episodes of The Mandalorian, when you see, like, each episode, The Mandalorian goes to a place, then he asks someone for information, and then in order for him to get that information, he has to go on a quest with them, then go on to the next thing. I've noticed that has become a very redundant thing in this show, but I have to say, though, I love the journey of the Mandalorian. But in this particular episode, it was good seeing Gina Carano's character back. It was good seeing the action beats in this show. Baby Yoda could not get any cuter in this show. I was hoping we were going to see Ahsoka Tano, but it looks like they're teasing her, maybe if not for the next episode, the episode after that, maybe. But I am interested to see where Mando's going with Baby Yoda in terms of taking him to the Jedi. They teased a lot of things about how Baby Yoda's blood is an important part of this episode. And by the way, if you have not seen this episode, I'm going to spoil a few things. Now, I would advise you to hit mute. Keep watching, but hit mute, so that way you won't hear some things. But I will definitely spoil a few things. But also, just go check out the episode because it was a good episode. I didn't realize how important Baby Yoda's blood is because they're using it, I'm assuming, to develop other clones. Also, that scene where we see Mando and the crew with him looking at basically a clone, I think that's Snoke. I think that's the beginning stages of how Snoke is forming. And I think that was actually pretty cool how they're establishing Mando, the Mandalorian, into canon. I think that was actually pretty cool as well. Also, I think to see Moff Gideon reprise his role on screen and how he's developing essentially an army to take down Mando, and not only Mando, but it seems like I think he has a bigger plan. I think he's going to take down the remaining Jedi, and I think if my theory's correct, I think Ahsoka Tano might die in the Mandalorian series. I don't think she's going to be a regular because if you guys know, Ahsoka Tano's only going to be in one episode. She's only going to be in one episode, which I'm assuming is in either episode 5 or further down because I thought she would probably be in episode 4. But I have to say, for a general episode, I did enjoy it. I did enjoy it for the most part. I will say, though, I have to say, though, I'm not a huge fan of it in comparison to the last episode. The last episode, episode 3, was more action packed. You had more things going on, more character interactions. We got to see different versions of the Mandalorians, so I thought that was pretty cool. It was cool to see their different ideologies. I would like to pose the question to you guys: what do you think is going to happen in episode 5? Because although this episode was a little bit intriguing, more storytelling, I think that it set up a lot of things that's ultimately going to either pay off in episode 5 or further down the season. So, but yeah, go ahead, you guys, jump into the chat. If you are watching me now, jump into the chat and let me know what you think of the this episode, chapter 12. I believe it's called The Siege. An amazing episode that I really enjoyed watching. Another thing that I loved, Baby Yoda is being very cute as always. Oh, another favorite scene of mine is the scene where oh, hey Abbas, thanks for stopping by. I think those were Mandalorians at the end. They probably were. I don't know. I couldn't tell. They probably were Mandalorians at the end. I'm not sure, but I couldn't tell. But my one of the favorite scenes that I enjoyed in this episode was the the scene where they're escaping this Imperial base and they jump into this bigger speeder ride and they're fighting off the Imperial forces. But that moment when the Razor Crest comes in and starts taking out the other Imperial fighters, I thought that was freaking amazing because I thought that Gina Carano and the rest of those characters were going to die. Like I thought that that was the last time we were going to see those characters. But Mando with the big win coming in saving people, I thought that was amazing. I thought to see that come out was actually really really dope as well. Another cool moment I like to see is that we got to see the first guy that Mando arrested, right? And now he's working off his debt. A lot of comedic moments in that episode. Abbas writes he uses the Force for food, but couldn't put a wire in the right place. I know, right? Like how, like this is what I said earlier. I said earlier in one of these episodes. I said I don't. I wonder if Mando feeds Baby Yoda because every time you see Baby Yoda, he's trying to eat something. Whether it's a living animal, whether it's an egg, whether it's cookies. I mean, and Baby Yoda knows how to use the Force, but he didn't know how to plug up a red wire or a blue wire. It's just crazy. By the way, I'm actually surprised that the Razor Crest is actually working now. I'm glad that it's working in full capacity than what it was before. By the way, Abbas, if you're still in the chat, did you notice who planted the tracker on the Razor Crest? Because I missed that part. Was it anyone he was working with in that episode? I don't know. Like I was just kind of thrown off by that whole thing. But yeah, really, really good episode. I didn't like it as much as the last episode, but man, I'm so excited to see what this show. I have to say, The Mandalorian season 2 has been the most entertaining TV that I have seen on a weekly basis for these last few weeks. Because I'm on it. Like I don't watch Disney Plus that much, and when I do, it's solely for The Mandalorian. I can't wait for all the other stuff that comes out, but I can't wait for it. It was one of the repairmen when he first landed. Okay, so I assumed that was going to be one of the first one of the repairmen when they first landed. Man, what do you guys think if Gina Carano's character turns on Mando? Like, what if she was the one who instructed that repairman to plant that tracker on there? That would be crazy. The camera pans on him, so I knew something was going to happen. Yeah, I noticed that too. That something was going to happen when they panned on him. I thought it was going to be something minor, no, not to this extent though. Not at all to that extent. But man, Abbas, if you're still in the chat, what did you think about the episode? And where do you think it's going to end up as we go further along in the series? Just jump into the chat and let me know. And guys, thanks again for watching. Just send me your comments and questions of what you think about the episode because, man, this was actually an impactful episode that I really did enjoy. I might go live more often because I like this kind of live setup type of deal. By the way, if you guys want, the best way to support this channel is subscribing, liking, and commenting and sharing my content. That would be amazing to help build up this community that we're building. I preferred the last episode, but this was still a good one. Yeah, those are my same thoughts as well. I preferred the last episode. The last episode, for me, I felt like we were going to see Ahsoka Tano after everything that had happened in the last episode. But I don't know. Next episode should be Ahsoka, so I can't wait. I hope so, because Ahsoka Tano, I hated the Clone Wars TV show. Like, I hated it. I think it was too much of craziness. But Ahsoka Tano was my favorite character out of that. And I want to see what she's going to look like in this series. I want to see how she's going to be a pivotal role. So I hope Ahsoka is in the next episode. If not, I'm sure we'll see her by episode 6 or 7 or the last episode, episode 8. I wonder if Baby Yoda is going to die. I think Clone Wars was elite. I mean, it had some redeemable moments. I wasn't a huge fan of it. But do you guys think Baby Yoda may die? Because you notice that, the Mandalorian takes place 5 years after Return of the Jedi, but we don't see any iteration of Yoda in the new Star Wars saga. Not at all. So I wonder if Baby Yoda is going to make it out of this season. I would assume he is because he's too much of a bankable character. But you just never know nowadays. But man, but guys, thank you guys so much for watching this review of Chapter 12, The Siege, I believe it was called, on my Mandalorian after show. I do this show every day or every Friday at 3 p.m. And by the way, guys, do me a favor, please like, comment, subscribe, share this content out so that way we can get more subscribers, more content, more things coming out. By the way, stay tuned for at 4 o'clock, so in about 45 more minutes, a brand new episode of the Ask Alex Show will be on today. We'll be talking about Tom and Jerry, that trailer. We'll be talking about Gina Carano's comments that she made on Twitter. We'll also be talking about if the movie theaters are going out of business. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that. That comes out literally in about 45 minutes. So you definitely want to stay tuned for a new episode of the Ask Alex Show. I feel like Baby Yoda is going to go full Pokemon and evolve into a normal Yoda at the end. I mean, that's possible. I don't really see that happening, but it's possible. I mean, at this point, anything can happen. Maybe Mando will actually start feeding his child. So who knows, I will say though, I am interested to see where they take Baby Yoda in terms of how long are they going to make him the focal point in the Mandalorian? Like when will we get closure for Baby Yoda? Because I'm not gonna lie, it does feel like that particular thread is being overused a lot. Like Baby Yoda was the central part of season 1. Now he's still the central part of season 2. I guess the better question is, when will we get past him being the central part in future episodes or future seasons? So I am interested to see where this is going to go. Huge fan of this show, by the way. I am definitely buying a Mandalorian costume for next Halloween, hopefully, if there's still not a pandemic. But that's what we're doing, man. But thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the Mandalorian After Show. Please like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel where you get all the updates every time I'm releasing a video here on my YouTube channel. Guys, do me a big favor. Please share. Get this out there. We want to get more subscribers. We want to try to get 3,000 subscribers by the end of this year. That's one of my goals. And if you want to be an Omega supporter, go up here to this link up here, patreon.com/momentum media. Become a Patreon supporter. That would be more than appreciate it in terms of supporting the channel and what we do here to create the great content that we do. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and as always,